let's fast forward a little bit and let's go through some of the amazing moments you've had, some of the highlights.
Yep.
Obviously, singing in front of George Bush. That's a pretty good start for a new group, right? That's You couldn't have asked for a better start. If you're building a business or a brand and you get to speak in front of sing in front of a president.
During the 10 tenors days, we'd sung with people and like Christina Aguilera, and we'd met a few people over the years, and so you kind of get the novelty sort of wears off to a point where when you start meeting all these people and you start rubbing shoulders with a few people, it's all just becomes a thing, but it's still a kick me moment. It's still like, where I came from, how did I get here? Like, singing. We've sung for Bill Clinton twice now. Mr. 42, lovely guy, great speaker. Just not a super energetic, but very engaging speaker. And you just sit there with your eyes on. You don't even blink. He's that good. But I remember being on stage with the boys in Minnesota for a group that we do a lot of charity work for. It's our main charity, which is called the Starkey Hearing Foundation. They fit in-ears basically for people all around the world that can't afford them for free. They donate them. People in Africa and places like that. So we do that every time they ask us to sing. We'll go and do it. We'll sing for them. So we've sung for them twice, and Bill was in the audience twice. And I remember looking down and seeing him there, going, I'd like to look back now to all those people that didn't believe in the fact that I could be at this point, and just go, now look at me now, hey, that sort of thing. Like, it's not a arrogant thing. It's more just I'm proud of myself getting myself there.
That's a pretty amazing thing, because a lot of times we brush over those moments, and for me personally, when I've hit milestones in business or success or financially, I'm so the last 20 years, I've been so eager to hit the next milestone that I literally didn't even celebrate it. It's like, cool, that was meant to happen anyway, move on, let's go. So obviously maturity, I definitely wasn't mature at school. In fact, when I first started in sales, I wasn't even mature enough to build a business, and I was still, Gold Coast is very, very distracting with bright lights and pretty things, and very, very challenging to move into that space if you don't have the pre-maturity to start with, and that definitely wasn't me. Right. I left and set my apprenticeship up, and then ran a restaurant, and then we sold that, and then got back into sales. What would be the biggest advice for someone that has that drive but forgets to celebrate?
Yeah, I did that. I had the drive, and I said I was working fitness first. I had the drive, and I just was working 7 days a week. I loved it. 7 days a week, 16, 17-hour days, just there all day, all night. And I just was pumping sales. I was driven. And I remember there was a moment where I had a nervous breakdown. Mm-hmm. And I actually developed depression, anxiety at that point. And it was because I was overworking myself. Not the hours. I mean, the hours were long, but you can always work hard and you can always do the long hours. But there needs to be a balance of life in there as well. You need to celebrate your success. You need to have your family time. You need to do those things. You need to have your mates, your friends, time with your mates. And so, I'm a big believer after that about balance. Celebrating this and, your successes, like you said. That's very important, because what's it all mean really at the end of the day? You have the experiences, you just keep having these experiences and you got no one to talk to them about, or, that's not going to do anything. At the end of the day, you're just going to get to a point where you're like, oh, okay, I've done that. Now what?